Part 1. Introduction. Intelligence isn't given, it's trained. Have you ever thought intelligence is a fixed trait? Like, I was just born this way? If so, it's time to let go of that belief. Because the truth is, intelligence isn't something you're born with. It's something you train, just like building muscle at the gym. The more you train, the stronger it gets. And your brain works exactly the same way. The more you exercise it, the sharper your thinking becomes. Imagine your brain as a tool. If you sharpen it consistently and use it the right way, it will serve you better every single day. The best part, you don't have to radically change your life to do this. Just a few small habits, practiced consistently in the right direction. They'll compound over time and produce results you never thought possible. For too long, we've been obsessed with IQ scores, test results, degrees, and job titles. But intelligence goes way beyond that. Real intelligence is the ability to see through problems, manage your emotions, adapt to change, and make smart decisions day by day. Sound far-fetched? It's not. Anyone can train themselves to become smarter. No need to be a genius, no PhD required. All it takes is the willingness to show up and do the work. Intelligence isn't for showing off, and it's not for comparing yourself to others. It's a tool to live better, make wiser choices, and become the strongest version of yourself. What you're about to learn in this video isn't about shortcuts or quick hacks. These are real tools for long-term growth. Each habit is a step forward, and if you can apply them, even little by little, you'll start to notice the change. Before we dive in, if you want more content on mindset, personal growth, and practical intelligence, be sure to hit subscribe and tap the notification bell. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Now, let's get started. The first habit, mastering laser-sharp focus. Part 2, train your focus. Laser-sharp focus. Let's be honest. When was the last time you gave your full attention to just one thing? Without your phone, without texting, without scrolling TikTok. We're living in a time where attention is being shredded into pieces by the minute. Constant notifications, emails, texts, social media, ads. Everything is fighting for your brain, every second. And the result? You're juggling 10 tasks at once, but none of them are done well. Worse, you're unknowingly destroying your own ability to focus. But here's the truth. Deep focus is the superpower of the digital age. When you learn how to shut out the world and zero in on just one thing, you'll do it better, faster, and with much more depth. This idea isn't new. Hundreds of years ago, Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, with far more on his plate than most CEOs today, still made time every day to reflect, journal, and think deeply. He understood that quality thinking only happens when you give yourself the space to truly focus. So how do you train the habit of deep focus in this chaotic world? Start simple, 30 minutes a day, just 30 minutes. Choose one task. Writing, studying, reading, planning. And during that time, eliminate every single distraction. Turn off all phone notifications. Close every unrelated tab. Let people know you're not available. You can try the Pomodoro technique. Work for 25 minutes, rest for 5. It sounds simple, but if you stick with it, the results are huge. Another powerful tool is mindfulness meditation. Nothing fancy. Just sit still for a few minutes, focus on your breath, and gently bring your attention back whenever your mind wanders. This is foundational training, the mental equivalent of lifting weights, helping you stay in control instead of saying, "I can't focus," and giving up. Every time you resist the urge to check your phone, you're doing mental reps. Every time you complete a task from start to finish without switching, you're upgrading your brain's operating system. And then something amazing happens. Not only do you get more done, but you also start thinking deeper, creating better ideas, and making stronger decisions. Focus puts you into a flow state where time disappears, performance skyrockets, and you feel truly alive. Remember this: the ability to focus isn't just about doing more. It's about living deeper. And like any skill, the more you train it, the stronger it gets. Part 3. The power of reading. Unlock the power of words. Reading books. It might sound old school, right? But if you're skipping the habit of daily reading, you're ignoring one of the most powerful tools for upgrading your intelligence and mindset. Think about it. Every time you open a book, you're accessing someone else's brain, someone who might have spent 5, 10, even an entire lifetime refining those insights. And you get to absorb it all in a matter of hours. That's not fast learning. That's a superpower. From ancient philosophers like Marcus Aurelius to modern leaders, founders, and inventors, they all shared one habit. They read. Not to show off their bookshelf, but to better understand people, the world, and themselves. So why is reading so powerful? Because reading doesn't just give you more knowledge. It expands your thinking, sharpens your focus, boosts your imagination, and most importantly, it teaches you how to ask better questions. Read fiction. You learn how to empathize with others, to feel emotions you've never experienced yourself. Read science, psychology, or business books. You gain the ability to see systems, understand principles, and solve real-world problems. Read philosophy. You learn to think with clarity, depth, and direction, especially when life feels confusing. But let's be real. In the hustle of modern life, reading can feel like a luxury. Here's the good news. You don't need to read 50 books a year to be a reader. You just need to read 10 pages a day, consistently, every day. And you'll already stand apart from 95% of the population. 10 pages a day. Sounds easy, right? But over a year, that's over 3,600 pages. Enough to finish at least 10 to 15 quality books. And if physical books aren't convenient, leverage audiobooks while driving, cooking, or working out. Platforms like Audible, Libby, or even YouTube offer thousands of free, high-quality options. Here's a tip. Don't just read what's comfortable. Read what challenges you, because that's where growth happens. If you're used to self-help books, try a classic novel. If you're a tech nerd, flip through a few pages on philosophy or art. Diverse thinking starts with diverse reading. And finally, don't read just to know more. Read to live better. After finishing a book, take notes, highlight insights, ask yourself, how does this apply to my life? Marcus Aurelius didn't write meditations for fun. He wrote to have conversations with himself, to reflect, to apply philosophy to every small decision. You can do the same. Every book is a conversation with a great mind. Every page is a mirror reflecting something back to you. So don't read for entertainment. Read for transformation. And start today. Part 4. Reflecting daily. Daily reflection. Have you ever noticed how days seem to blur together? Like, it's Monday, then you blink, and suddenly it's the end of the month, and you're left wondering, wait, what just happened? It's more common than you think, because we go through life without pausing to reflect. We don't ask ourselves, what did I learn today? What patterns keep repeating that I haven't fixed? Am I living by my values or just reacting to the daily grind? That's why daily reflection is such a crucial habit if you want to become smarter, more self-aware, and more grounded. Think of it this way: every day offers a lesson. But if you never stop to extract the lesson, those experiences slip away, leaving behind nothing but stress and repeated mistakes. And don't worry, this doesn't have to be some complicated, deep spiritual practice. It can take just 5 minutes a day, and the impact can be massive. You can keep a journal, nothing fancy, just straight to the point. What did I learn today? What bothered me and why? What am I grateful for? Am I living in line with my goals and values? Not into journaling? No problem. You can simply sit quietly for a few minutes at the end of your day, close your eyes, and mentally replay the last 24 hours like a movie. Let your mind slow down and observe how you reacted to each situation. And most importantly, don't reflect to judge yourself. Reflect to understand, and then adjust. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, ended each day by asking himself, what did I do well? What could I have done better? What did I learn from today's experiences? He didn't do this to beat himself up. He did it to grow, and that should be your goal too. Stick with this habit for a few weeks, and you'll start to notice something powerful. You'll see repeating patterns in your behavior. You'll become more aware of what truly stresses you out. You'll begin to understand yourself without needing anyone else to explain it to you. Many people go their whole lives without truly knowing themselves because they never stop to observe their own thoughts and actions. You don't have to be one of them. All it takes is 5-10 minutes a day. No fancy tools. No need to do it perfectly. Just a serious commitment to learning from your own experiences. And over time, you'll start living with more intention, making clearer decisions, and staying aligned with what truly matters to you, instead of being stuck in old habits and reactions. Part 5. Step out of your comfort zone. Challenge your comfort zone. Do you know what's secretly holding you back, keeping you stuck? Even though you're intelligent, driven, and full of ambition, the answer is your comfort zone. Sounds familiar, right? But don't scroll past. This is the soft trap most of us are caught in without even realizing it. The comfort zone is that place where everything is stable and familiar. No risk, no failure, but also no growth. And here's the scary part. The longer you stay in that zone, the more you convince yourself this is enough, and I don't need to push further anymore. The result, you get left behind, not because you're incapable, but because you never step forward. But when you start trying things that make you uncomfortable, learning a new skill, speaking up, facing challenges, You force your brain to adapt, to grow, to level up. That's when neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire, kicks into full gear. Every time you learn something new, do something different, attempt something you're afraid of, your brain builds new connections. You become smarter, more resilient, more courageous. Look back at your life. Were your moments of greatest growth ever easy and predictable? No, they happened when you felt shaky on stage for the first time. When you faced rejection. When you took that leap into something you weren't sure you could handle, but you went for it anyway. That's the common thread among people who keep growing. They keep stepping out of their comfort zones. So how do you practice this? Start small. Write a post sharing your personal perspective. Talk to a stranger. Sign up for a class you think isn't for me. Dare to have a tough conversation instead of avoiding it. You don't need grand gestures. Just do the things you've been putting off out of fear. Each time you take one small step, your comfort zone expands just that bit more. And soon, those things that once made you anxious become normal. You've conquered them, and you'll do it again. Remember this. The comfort zone isn't fixed. It stretches with your actions. And if you don't actively expand it, it will contract until you're living in a box you built for yourself. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." So if something scares you, don't turn away. Step toward it. Part 6. Embrace lifelong learning. Here's a harsh truth. The world changes every single day, yet many people stick to the same outdated mindset their entire lives. They graduate, start working, and then they stop learning. Meanwhile, people who continually grow and achieve lasting success are those who never settle with, "I already know that." That's why lifelong learning isn't optional anymore. It's essential if you want to live proactively, intelligently, and adapt to whatever comes your way. And no, it's not just about books or classrooms. Lifelong learning means keeping your mind open, curious, and always ready to absorb something new. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once said, "If someone shows me I'm wrong, I'm willing to change. I seek the truth, and truth has never harmed anyone." And that statement captures the core of lifelong learning. Dare to admit you don't know. Dare to change your perspective. Dare to start again, from scratch, if necessary. And the best part, today, learning has never been more accessible. Want to learn about psychology, finance, health, technology, business? It's all out there, free or incredibly affordable. From YouTube, Coursera, and Khan Academy, to Udemy, Skillshare, podcasts, audiobooks, knowledge is everywhere. All you have to do is take action. The question isn't, "How do I learn?" anymore. It's, "Are you ready to learn?" And here's the key. Don't learn to just know more. Learn to live better. Learn to apply. Learn to think deeper. Learn to act differently. For example, feeling lost, study philosophy, struggling with money management, learn financial literacy, having trouble connecting with people, learn communication and EQ. You can learn by reading, listening to podcasts, watching videos, journaling, or taking online courses. whatever fits your style. There's no rigid template for learning, but all lifelong learners share one thing. They have a powerful advantage. They don't panic when the world shifts. They don't crumble when they face a new challenge, because they know, I can learn, I can adapt, I'll find a way. So if you want to become smarter, stronger, and more resilient, learn, not just once, but for life. Part 7, Emotional Intelligence, the hidden skill for success. Think about this. You are incredibly smart, knowledgeable, and great at your job, but you lose your temper easily, can't really listen, and struggle to maintain relationships. In that case, are you truly intelligent? The answer is, not yet. Because real intelligence isn't just in your mind, it's also in your heart. That's why emotional intelligence, EQ, is considered a hidden skill, but one that's absolutely essential if you want lasting success. What is EQ? It's simply the ability to understand yourself, understand others, and navigate emotions wisely. And trust me, no skill impacts every area of your life more than EQ, be it work, romantic relationships, friendships, or family. EQ consists of 3 main components: self-awareness, knowing what you're feeling, why you're feeling it, and how those emotions influence your behavior. Empathy, stepping into someone else's shoes, understanding what they're going through without judgment. Effective communication, expressing your thoughts clearly, calmly, and honestly, even in tense situations. The problem is, most adults never learned how to manage their emotions. We learned math, literature, science, but no one taught us how to handle anger, disappointment, jealousy, or fear. So when those emotions hit, we react instead of respond. And that's how we end up sabotaging relationships, losing clarity, and making poor decisions. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." EQ is the tool that helps you do exactly that. So where do you start building your EQ? Step 1. Start observing your own emotions. When you're angry, jealous, or anxious, name it. See it as a phenomenon, not something that controls you. Step 2. Listen to others wholeheartedly. Don't interrupt. Don't rush to offer advice. Sometimes just being understood is enough to build a real connection. Step 3. Before reacting, pause for 3 seconds. Breathe. Create space between the emotion and the action, and you'll find yourself making smarter decisions. Want to become a great leader? Learn EQ. Want a lasting relationship? Learn EQ. Want to live with clarity and better self-control? Again, learn EQ. This isn't a bonus skill, it's a foundation. And if you commit to developing it, you'll find yourself not only smarter, but living more deeply, more fully than ever before. Conclusion: becoming a smarter version of yourself, not by luck, but by habit. You've just walked through 7 habits that aren't flashy, viral, or dependent on raw talent. But if you truly apply them, they can completely transform who you are. From developing focus in a world full of noise, to reading books that connect you with the minds of great thinkers, from daily reflection to learning from your own experience, to stepping out of your comfort zone and living intentionally. Embracing lifelong learning, building emotional intelligence, and taking care of your body all lead to one singular goal: to live smarter. Not just in your mind, but in how you live, how you think, how you connect, and how you face the world. And the most important thing to remember is this: intelligence is not a privilege. It's a result of small choices made every day, a result of consistency, discipline, and a relentless desire to improve. Maybe today is your first step. Maybe you still feel like you're not smart enough, not good enough, not where others are. That's okay, because what sets you apart isn't where you are. It's whether you're willing to move forward. The world won't wait for you to be ready, but you can prepare yourself. Start with just 10 pages of reading a day. Focus deeply on one task for 30 uninterrupted minutes. Reflect each night by writing a few lines to better understand yourself. Do something you're afraid of. Learn something you've never touched before. Observe your emotions. Listen to others. Train your emotional intelligence. And never forget, a strong body is the foundation for a sharp mind. This isn't a 7-day journey. It's not a 30-day challenge. It's a way of life. And if you commit to it, even just a little each day, 6 months from now, 1 year from now, you won't recognize yourself. You'll be stronger, smarter, clearer, and most importantly, you'll be the one writing your own story. So the question is no longer, am I smart enough? It's, am I acting like someone who is becoming smarter every day? If the answer is yes, you're on the right path. And if you need a companion for that journey, this channel will always be here, growing with you.